Yay, I finally got a whale and he keeps bumping into the glass. Have you seen any fusion fish videos? Yeah, I figured as much. I'm a little late, but here is mine. But you know what's really boring? These fusion fish. There was really nothing exciting about any part of it. I mean, they could have had all these little fish and then added, like, where is that alligator or crocodile or whatever? I remember seeing pictures of that. They said they're going to do it. I guess it's coming. But they could have added, like, one or two big things along with these little, these little cute fish. So this video turned out to be pretty long. So while these fish do their thing in the background, I'm going to tell you about my very first blind date and how I met my wife. No, not really. This has nothing to do with my wife. She hadn't even come into the picture yet. But this was back in my first year of college, and I had a friend that I thought I could trust. And he's the reason I have trust issues today. I had just gotten out of my first, really long-term, high school relationship, so I was pretty bummed, which is pretty funny to me now. But my good friend, my good best friend since 5th grade, told me he had a girl for me, told me I needed to pick myself up and take this chick out, and she would make everything better. So I said, what the hell, and I did it. And I went to her house, and as soon as the door opened, I knew it wasn't meant to be. But I'm a good sport, and I always like a good story, so I went with it. And I remember, I was dressed up for the date, and as soon as I walked in, she had these two huge, I don't know, Rottweilers or German Shepherds or something. There's two of them, and they just came running and tackled me, and I mean 3 foot long, muddy footprints all over my shirt and jeans, and just, I was soaking wet, smelled like dog, and had mud all over me. But I stayed positive and took my date. I even opened the door for her to my car, or my Jeep at the time, and we were going bowling. And bowling is innocent enough. Sure, why not? Bowling's no big deal. And, they had the racks with the balls. And I was, on the left side. And I was picking the ball from, one of the middle racks. And then she was to the right of me. And she was getting one from the bottom. And she was like, hey, look, or something. And as I turned, she was coming up. And I hit her in the head with my ball. And not almost hit her, kind of hit her. No, I slammed into her and she almost fell over. So I had to kind of grab her and balance her, which was, not the best for me. But she was okay. And we continued to bowl. And I remember she, whenever I got a good, what do you call it, a shot, a good roll, I don't know, whatever. She would want to do a bunch of high fives, and it just, when she did it, she would come at me and have all these hands doing these invisible high fives, and it just looked like she had a bunch of knives, and I felt like she was attacking me. But after bowling, I think I actually said this. It's been a really, really long time, but I think I said, where do you want to eat? And she said, oh my God, you're going to take me out to eat? And I said, yeah, I think you deserved it. And I was actually contemplating, I'm not really a jerk, but I was contemplating just calling it quits after bowling, but I don't know, I felt kind of bad. I mean, I did hit her in the head with a bowling ball. But I asked her where her favorite restaurant was, and she said Burger King. So I was like, okay, yeah, Burger King is, not expensive, so we can do that. We can go to Burger King. And, at fast food places, sometimes they have, on the drive-thru side, they have, all the windows. Well, she wanted to sit by the windows, and she wanted to sit next to me. Which I don't do. I like people to sit across from me. It's easier to talk. It's easier, it's just not weird. But she wanted to sit right next to me and like snuggle up. So yeah, I was eating that Burger King as fast as I could, and then all of a sudden this truck drives up from the drive-thru, and it's a truck full of my friends. And I wave and hope they'll keep on going. But they come in. They drive around, park, and they come in, and we do all the little handshakes and whatnot. And they're like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, we're just hanging out, having some onion rings." And she's like, "We're on our date. We're on our very first date." So they thought that was great. I was mortified and trying to crawl into the booth, and they're like, "Wow, yeah, y'all are really cute. Y'all make a great couple." So she loved hearing that. I wanted to kill myself, kill them first. But anyway, we had the Burger King. We went back to her house, and I remember, I'll never forget this. of all the things to never forget, I remember taking her to her door, and we had the little small talk. It was time to go, and she was like waiting for a kiss. And I did not want to do it. I didn't want to do it. And I remember, right now telling you this, I remember looking up and seeing the moon, and seriously like running through the complications, like if I kiss her, what will happen? Is it worth it to get on out of here? You're never going to see her again, so who cares? And I remember that part really well. I don't remember the next part because I think I just ran away. I know I did not kiss her. I think it was a really painful, slowly walking backwards, and then finally hearing my door shut, and I went home. Well, the next day, I got on AOL. This is how long this was. And I had this email from this person. I didn't recognize the name, and it's the girl, and Chelsea. And I had this whole letter. Like a 2-page email. I thought all the good guys were gone. I had such a wonderful time. You took such good care of me. I told my parents about you. Blah blah blah. So I wrote this email back, friendly, short. Hey, it was a fun time. I also like bowling, and French fries are cool, but I just don't think that we are going to work out romantically. And that was it. Well, the next day I go to work, and I come out on my break, and I have like 7 missed calls, and I listen to the voicemail, and the first one is, hey, this is Chelsea. I just wanted to thank you again for last night, and call me back. And then the second one's like, hey, it's Chelsea again. I just want to make sure this was your number. Give me a call. And the third one, when most people get a call, they call the person back, but I guess you're not going to do that. And each message got progressively worse. And I called her back, and she had not checked her email. And so I told her what the email said. And she was pretty upset and kind of yelled at me, and it was really weird. And at the time, I worked at a movie gallery, and she would come up on the weekends and just stand by the counter. And like when a girl would come by, she'd say, "Oh, is this a girl that's more your type?" And my manager like took me in the back and was like, "What is going on? What's with your ex-girlfriend?" I'm like, "No, she's not my ex-girlfriend." And she stalked me. She followed me. She called me. She emailed me. And it was years later, like 2 years later, I was working somewhere else, and she came up to the counter, and I was like, oh dear God. And she goes, do you see anything? And I went, nope. And she goes, it's a ring, dummy. Are you jealous? And I said, nope, congratulations. I wish you both all the luck. And let me tell you, this guy looked like he was held captive. Like he was saying, help me, with his blinking of his eyes. Poor guy, she's probably killed him by now. But anyway, that is my blind date story. You guys ever been on a blind date? Did it work out? Did you marry the girl? Did you marry the boy? It did not work out for me, but it's a great awkward memory, and I'm glad I got to share it with you guys.